everyone. This is Talk Time with Cynthia. I'm coming today. I know it's been a while since I've been on. I don't have any excuses, but I've been sitting on this for a good while. You know, just trying to pay attention to the posts of everything that's going on, and so and I just want to make sure that I was doing everything correctly. So, okay. So the title that I wanted to be at first was "Stop Killing Your Black Brothers and Sisters," which I think in our society as Black people, it's a huge problem. Know that it's not an excuse for other people to kill us, but it's a thing that I feel like we needed to address as Black people, opposed to just seeing stuff happening and saying, that's bad or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? It's just some things that need to be addressed. So of course, you guys know me. I always have my notebook of things I want to talk about, and I've been having it so long, been driving around with it in the car until it's just starting to fade a little bit. So I say, well, let me go ahead and start talking about it before it fade away. And me, after being sick or whatever, memory is kind of short. So, and that's why I have to write everything down and read from a notebook. But anyway, that's okay too. I digress. So my first topic is same as you. Okay, and what that means is, we have Black brothers and sisters all over the world. We have them in Africa, Jamaica, Haiti, Europe, everywhere. We have brothers and sisters everywhere, Black brothers and sisters everywhere. I just feel like we don't even need other people to separate us for separating ourselves. We are all the same. We have problems in every nationality. We have good in every nationality. And what I mean by that, and you guys bear with me, what I mean by that is you have some people from Hispanic Black, which think that American Black doesn't have good home training, and then you have American Black that have the same issue with Hispanic Blacks. So I just want to say we should address that in a way that we show our similarities. Yes, it's going to be different, and yes, there are going to be problems in each nationality, but we, regardless of all of that, we still need to pull together and to become one, just like other races do. Even though you have different nationalities of come on, trying to get my mind together, y'all. Nationalities in Asian people, Caucasian people, or white people, whatever you choose to call yourself, regardless of where they come from, they try to just be on an even playing field. They try to pull together, they try to pull each other up. But for somehow, us as African American, we have a huge African American, Spanish, Hispanic, African American Blacks, Hispanic Blacks, for as Jamaican, Haitian, and we just seem to have that problem with one another. So we should stop trying to separate ourselves on that measure and just feeling like if there's something that you can contribute to our people as black people as a whole, I think that you should contribute it to us as black people as a whole, and not feel like, oh, I'm better than you because we don't do this, or I'm better than you that because we don't do that, or we're not killing our people, or we know how to come together as Hispanic blacks. Okay, so if you got that strength in your nationality, then hey, share it with people that want to hear it. Everybody ain't gonna want to feel like they want to connect, unite, but there's more that want to unite than those that don't want to unite. So we are the same. Like we raised with respect over here in this in the United States. We're raised with I said respect. We're raised to care and love and unity in the family in the United States. And you do have some African American that has been so scarred by life circumstances and situations that they do have a hard time of trusting or just figuring out how to just come together. So if you have that ability of unity, then if you see somebody that you see they're good people, that they trying to do better, and you have the ability to help them, then you help them. So that's my point on that, and that's number one. On number two, says love your neighbor. I think everything starts with love. Regardless of what's going on in somebody's life, and regardless of what their background is, if you are able to show love to them, to show them that you're willing to give a hand down to them, whatever their circumstance or their situation is, then I believe that will be a good start of how to get things started. Because when you love your neighbor and you share those things with your neighbor that you know that have worked for you, then that's a great beginning. Because sometimes, believe it or not, you have some people that wasn't raised with morals and in every nationality, in Hispanic nationality and African American nationality. So we're not so much different as we are the same. And the key to all of it is we all desire to be loved. We all desire to be seen. And to be seen is to be loved is to be seen. So if you have something saying love your neighbor, if you have something that you know that help you be a decent, law-abiding, kind, loving citizen or person, then share that. Open up your knowledge, your understanding, your abilities to your neighbor. That's a part of loving them. And that loving your race of people. And I feel like that in order for us to connect with the rest of the world, that we really going to have to do better than what we're doing. We're really going to have to figure out how to unite as a whole and not so much be separate and divided among ourselves, so that we can do better as a race of people. And I keep saying race, and I really hate that, because I just said to give you guys some understanding of what I'm talking about for the people who don't realize or accept the fact that we all are a human race. I just feel like we are a part of the puzzle that is the most damaged, and our ends are so frayed until they don't fit. So we got to work to fix our ends so they're not so frayed, so they will fit into the rest of the world. And a lot of times, not by our hands, but by the hands of others, we are afraid. But at the same time, we don't point fingers and we don't blame, even though there is reasons too. But we have to look within and try to figure out how to fix us, so that when it comes time for us to be a part of society, that we're not damaged and we're stronger together, trying to be a part of the rest of the society. Okay? And number 3, it's the same thing. Just help your neighbor. You know, if you see them and you feel like, oh, that kid, their mama don't care about them. Oh, that child, it should be doing that. And if you know, and the parent is not around, and you know, and you can help, or even if you see the parent and the kids and the parent struggle, just lend a hand to anything that you can help with. A lot of times we look at each other and we judge each other, and we'll be like, ooh, that's bad home training or whatever. Well, okay, so if your home training is really good and you really got it going on and you're really structured and you see somebody struggling and just offer to help. You understand what I'm saying? Or just offer a kind word toward the children, or something that's going to open up opportunities for you to share and for you to say, you know, I can help you with that. Or it's a lot of ways that you can open up to be able to help and be able to say, okay, I'm gonna lend you a hand down so I can help pull you up, so that it won't be such a struggle. And a lot of times it's not even finances. It's a lot of times it's knowledge. What do you have knowledge of that help you not to be in the same place with that person that you judged? You understand what I'm saying? So it's so much that you can help your community in, that doesn't even have to do with finances. Finances as well. You know, if you can't do that, if you can't, like they say, instead of giving a man a fish, teach him to fish. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times we have so much knowledge inside of our community, inside of our race, and a lot of it we keep it to ourselves, and we just look at each other and say, wow, what a terrible person, or wow, why he keep ending up in jail, or instead of knowing that the resources that we have, that we can reach out and we can help. And so help your neighbor. Don't be afraid to. I'm sure there's different sorts of resources that'll help them up, opposed to them being down. And if you have the knowledge to be able to tell them, okay, you can go over here, they help with this, you can go over there and they help with that. Even like with kids with education and stuff, and you see kids, parents struggling and you know, for education, and you can know different programs are available to them. And like, even if you have friends outside of your race that make you aware of different things that are available, and if you know that, then you go to other races. I mean, not to other races, but to your other sisters and brothers, and you make them aware of that. Or either if you feel like you have some knowledge and you want to just write some stuff down and just get you a YouTube channel, and you just be like, this is what is available to us as Black people. And then another thing of help is, you know, when we have our community meetings, go to some of those and figure out what's going on, and you see things that happen in the community meeting, and then you can come back and you can tell your brother and sisters. That's a big help. And then I don't want to get too much off the subject. And don't hurt your neighbor. And I hope this ain't all over. It's just some things that I jotted down that I feel like I want to talk about and share with you guys. So anyway, so it says, don't hurt your neighbor. We all go through some things, and life put us in a space where we just be so angry and we be so upset and we feel like we have to get that anger out some kind of way. I don't know. Just figure out how, opposed to taking and putting it out in a negative way, putting it out in a positive way, so that you don't destroy your brother or your sister within the neighborhood. And that is, and if you need help, just go to a church and be like, this is what I'm going through. Just be able to talk about it, so you're not holding it in to the point that when it comes out, it's, you want to fight somebody, you want to punch somebody, you want to shoot somebody, you want to cut somebody, you want to join a gang or something or whatever. Let's try to not hurt each other. And when you have a problem with somebody and you think they done something wrong, just reassess what happened and try to figure out how you can help opposed to hurt. Because sometimes we react to that same energy. We react with the same energy that is given to us. And sometimes if we take the time to just calm ourselves and say, okay, wonder why this person is acting like this, wonder what is going on in their life that they feel like they want to hurt other people. Even if you're not even a part of the situation in there, if you have some kind of education that you can go and be like, okay, so maybe I can figure out how, pray and ask God to help you how to talk to that person and be like, hey, I noticed that you're upset. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm available to you. And if you feel like there's present danger or whatever, and cause sometimes that is the case. And if you want to go with a group or something, and if you feel like you can just sit down and just figure out what's going on with that person, y'all sit down and put your heads together and figure out how that we can get into the community and we can create a situation of love, compassion, and understanding, opposed to somebody getting angry and feeling like they need to, do a drive-by or just do something off color to somebody in the community. Okay. And I heard somebody, I think it was Charlamagne, and somebody was talking about, he had a guest on his show, and I can't remember the guy's name, but anyway, he was talking about, instead of us having a community, we have neighborhoods. A community is where people come together and try to help and love one another. But a neighborhood is just that, where people just in there trying to survive and overcome the things that they're trying to go through. So, okay, and then I have build with your neighbor. Okay, so if there's something that for his education or something that you can help your neighbor with, for his home improvement, cleaning yard, or you got the older people and the younger people coming together with the older people, the younger people respecting the older people and holding themselves accountable to be there for one another if they need them. And so being able to build, I think, is when you see somebody that's trying to come up and you help them, and then once you help them and then they help you, and then you're more toward building up your community and making your community better, sorry, making your community better, so that we're more focused on our kids, we're more focused on making sure our older people are okay, we're making sure that our lawns are manicured, we're making sure that we don't have any unsavory characters just hanging around and not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and not to look down on them, being able to have these conversations and saying, what can I do to help you? I noticed that, you don't have a job. And everybody ain't gonna say, oh, thank you so much. You know, yes, I need a job. It's gonna always be somebody in every race. I don't care what race you are that just ain't gonna wanna just try to improve themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So, just we can build together. Like if somebody got a business, hire people in the neighborhood, or if they are doing a fundraiser, grab somebody in the neighborhood for the fundraiser, or even if we start with the church to build in the church to try to build up and make our neighborhood stronger and get with the pastor, because more than likely in our race of people, we at some point we gonna end up at the church house, whether it be the funeral, whether it be Christmas or some holiday or something, or we just go to church all the time on Sundays, on Wednesday, Thursday night, or whatever, or Tuesday night Bible study. We're gonna end up in church. So to be able to reach our community with our clergymen, if I'm saying that, with our pastors and stuff, so that to say that there's somebody that know how to get things together, so we can build on our neighborhood. And that's just like if we got some rundown houses, or you know somebody that been having issues and they don't have the capital, and you're a construction worker in the community, you'll be able to help them, or we can put our own funds together and help build up our neighborhood, and not just in the physical form, but emotionally help build up your neighbor. Say a kind word, be loving, be peaceful. Figure out how, we can go to the park, and everybody, you remember the Feast of Foods? Everybody get what little bit they have and get together. Y'all, let's go to the park and let's try to pull together. And that's the type of stuff I think that should be done in the church. You get with the different church members, the mothers of the church, and the mothers of the church. I think, well, back when I was, and I'm 52 years old, back when I was growing up, the mothers, it was nothing for them to get some stuff together and bring it to the church, and we have a church dinner, whatever. But what if people who wasn't in the church, and you can go to the park and do the same thing, get some dishes together, and just and be able to plug up some music and just have a good time, just out there in the park, and reaching people that don't necessarily go to church. Okay, and then and then like I was saying, okay, so my next thing is like more than your four. I know everybody done heard, in my community, in my race or nationality, I know a lot of us, we've heard the term "you're for and no more," right? So that's just like, if as long as you in your house is happy, as long as they fed, as long as the light bill is paid, as long as the bills are paid, we don't care about nobody else, as long as we doing good, right? And even if we have overflow and we're able to reach out and help somebody else, it's got to be more than your four. In order to be able to build up the community and to become a great community, then if you see some children running around after hours, or just run around dirty or hungry, where's your mother? Can I talk to your mother? Or even if the parents may be on drugs or whatever, and you could help and say, well, I know this place you can go to, or not even that, just going and just getting food, taking it to the parents, because sometimes you can't be too invasive, because some people don't want that, just to be honest about it. But if you just little thing at a time, just show the person love and show them care. But if you see the kids dirty or they may look hungry, and if you got like a few dollars, you can get stuff and you could bring it and knock on the door and give it to them. I noticed, or whatever, or just anything, or even if the church have a pantry, and then about that, then you can tell the person of the house or the mother of the kids or whatever, the church have a pantry, anything, or if you donate to the pantry, and or you just go into your church and make it known that there are so many people out there that need help beyond, trying to save their soul. Because like they say, you can try to save people's soul all day long, but if they're hungry, it's hard for them to hear you. So to me, that's the problem you have to address first. You have to address, making sure they're hungry, they're fed, making sure they, light bill is paid if that is an issue. Like I said, or teach them how to fish opposed to giving them fish, and then work it out that way. So it has to be more than your for and no more. I mean, because people feel like, okay, shoot, they looking at somebody else and they judging somebody else. But that doesn't make you a good person if you see somebody down and you looking on them other than looking down on them to pick them up. And that's what another phrase was saying is, the only time you should look down on a man is to help him up. And so judging somebody is not helping them up. So it got to be more than your for and no more. And then it says, be willing to listen to each other. So for me, I think, we go to city hall meetings and everything and try to work out, the things, for as, the governor, the mayor, the government, and just for your community, so your taxpayer dollars be able to be used properly in your community. But also, I think within your community, there should be a community meeting so that you can address different things that are happening in your community, that you're knowing your neighbor and you're knowing the needs of your neighbor and the children. And it's basically children, because a lot of times, not a lot of times, like every time, children are our future. So we have to work to secure our kids and our kids' future so that as time go on, our community will get better and better. Yeah, you can address the parents too, but sometimes we are so stuck in our ways, it's a little bit more difficult. Because I remember with my mom, the thing that got my mom in the church was us as children. We used to call her Sister Purdy May. Miss Sister Purdy May would come pick us up for church, and my mom would stay home. But eventually, as time went on, and as we as children became deep in the church, my mom came right along behind us, and then at that point, we was going to church so much, we would say, "Mama, we tired of going to church." But anyway, so to make a long story short, a lot of times it's easier to get to the parents through the children, right? But and then like I said, you have community meetings and you listen to each other and their ideas and their thoughts and their concern, and you can go from there. But we can't just continue to look at things the way they are and see our communities in shambles and looking outside our communities for somebody to help us when we could help ourselves. And we can stop killing each other. We can start loving each other and start being concerned about the well-being of each other, of our brothers, of our black brothers and sisters. Not that we're not concerned about other races, but how can we help anybody else until we are strong for ourselves? And just like if you're on a plane, you can't help your child if you don't have the oxygen. If you deplete yourself of oxygen, how are you going to help the child make sure the child gets the oxygen when the child might not know that how to use the oxygen mask So you have to make sure that you help yourself first, and then you reach out to help other people. And so that's a little off the thing too, but it just do community meetings and start to listen to the people in your neighborhood, and so that you can make a difference in your neighborhood as black people or African Americans. And then it says make an effort to be good parents. It's important. That's very important. And a lot of times we love our children, but we're not good parents because we don't take the time to be like, well, I gotta make sure they're educated. I gotta make sure they're cleaned. I gotta make sure they eat. Well, I don't say a lot of times because I don't want to make it seem like there's a whole bunch of us running around not taking care of our kids. You understand what I'm saying? Because that ain't the thing. And I think that's something that is perpetuated in society, that we just don't take care and care for our kids, and that's not true. So I'm gonna say some of us. So some of us, and just like these things that I'm talking about, is not just in the black community. This thing that I'm saying right now could be used in every race, in every situation where there is a need for these things that I'm talking about. So we have to make a effort to raise our children and make sure they be a good addition to society. Make sure they have morals. Make sure they are. We raise them into good citizens, and just be good parents. And sometimes that means denying yourself and things that you think that you deserve, and then you take it for yourself, and then you forget about your children. So that's not cool. So just make sure you just be good parents to them. I don't even know no other way to say it. Just be good parents to your kids. And if you wanted your hair done, but then you ain't got no hair grease to do the little girl hair, or you ain't got no money to get the little boy a haircut or buy clippers, so you ain't got to go to the barber shop every time you turn around, and you can just do it. Teach yourself how to do it, and raise them to be loving, kind, and understanding. Just be good parents to your kids. Make an effort to be good parents to your kids. Make an effort to make sure they eat. Sometimes when you can't eat. I remember with my kids, it was sometimes I had to wash clothes. Come on, y'all, look at me with this motion. Wash clothes on my hand and wring them out so that the next day, that they'll have some clean clothes to wear, and hang them on the fan so that the fan blowing will dry them. So it's some stuff some knowledge and things that I can share with people, and when they feel like, oh, I ain't got this, I ain't got that, I gotta put my kids back on these dirty clothes. No, you don't. There's things that you can do that will help you be a good parent. And then first and foremost, I say prayer. And for y'all that don't believe in prayer, those of y'all that don't believe in Jesus, then just have a positive and a do right, a do better mind, a do right and a do better mind, and just stay in a positive mindset. I don't know how you believe, but this is something that whether you believe in God or not, you can still be a good person. So, and I'm not trying to put my belief on you and how I believe, because I believe that you should believe or whatever, but that's besides this point. The point is, just make an effort to be a good parent. Make an effort to give your kids the most opportunity to become the greatest that they can be. Set them up for success. When you don't do these things, you set them up for failure. So you got to make sure that you do whatever it takes to make sure that your kids have the best chance at life. So be a good parent. There's no other way I can say it. Okay? And then it says share experiences. Yeah. So when you think that you the only one that going through hard times, and you the only one that's suffering, and you the only one that this, and you the only one, you ain't the only one. If you just open up and share with your neighbor, and be able to keep what they telling you. That's the thing. This is why people don't want to just open up and be like, okay, this is what I'm going through. This is what happened to me when I was in prison. This is what is happening to me and my husband. You know, he beats me. Or this is and then when you're able to talk and then come together as a community, and how can we help? What is the issue? He might be beating her because he feel like he's not measuring up in his responsibilities, and not saying that that is right, but that he's not measuring up in his responsibility, and feeling like he's not the man that he needs to be. So he gets so angry, and he don't know how to control his anger, and then he takes it out on her. Or maybe somebody went to prison and was violated, and he can't share that with somebody, and so he shaped who he is from that. You know what I'm saying? And becoming something other than what God wants him to become. So it's just so much stuff that we deal with as African Americans, and just like I said, not just our community, other communities too, but it's just stuff that we deal with as African Americans, that if we just learn to just share our experiences and talk with each other, and just like in the church when they have testimonial service, we can have community meetings and just set up a day where everybody just share their experiences and what they went through and what they did to get beyond their situation. Because you got somebody that's in them same situations, and they feel like there's no end to it because of the things that they're going through. They feel like this is the end all to be all, and that's not true. Because when you think about going through something, you think about going through it to the other side. When you're going through something, it's another side to it. It's a better side to it. So just share, have community meetings, and I said again, and just begin to just share different things, what you're going through, and if you can help one another to get through it, or you see something, you be like, oh, I went through that. And a lot of times it's easier for somebody to listen to somebody that they feel like have knowledge of how to get people beyond stuff, opposed to just some random person. You know what I'm saying? And then so a lot of times that's like your pastor or the church mother or the deacon or something like that. Or I kind of lost my train of thought. But just somebody that can help them to get past it. And that's through loving them and trying to understand them and embracing them and showing them that you went through the same thing, and just make them feel comfortable and not ashamed. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times we done been through the same things, but we just so close-mouthed of what those experiences are, until we just walk around a community of people hurting and destroyed and afraid to talk to one another because we don't know if that person is that person to talk to. So somebody got to start somewhere. Okay? Okay, so then it says, get to know each other. Get to know each other. Have community meetings. A street, a neighborhood. Every neighborhood have a community, or your whole block. You understand what I'm saying? Have a community meeting so you can get to know one another, so you'll know who's inside of your community, so you'll know what and you just rally around each other and make sure each other is okay. So y'all, my eye itch. And so you'll get to know each other and know each other's needs, know each other's children. And cause I remember growing up, everybody knew each other. It was a small town, but everybody knew each other. And we couldn't get away with nothing because them old people would tear our tails up. And then when our mama get home, my mama would tear our tails up too. After that. And now it's called abuse. But then none of us end up in jail. Then none of us end up dead. But we got our butts towed up for things that we know that we did was wrong. But now you better not touch no kid. You'll be sitting up there in jail or the penitentiary or something. But now back then too, there was a such thing called abuse, and I've seen that too. But I've never experienced that at the hands of my mother, and not to even judge that because just not a judge of people. I'm not gonna sit and do that. So, but yeah, just get to know the people in your neighborhood, and that's how we can become a community of people of love, compassion, understanding, and unity. That's how we get there. And then you encourage one another. When you see somebody you feeling like they down or they going through some of their relationship, and sometimes it's not good to give your advice. That's my problem. I have so much advice to give people because I've been through some stuff. And not just relationship, but just been through life. A lot of life I've been through. And I'm just so full till I just want to share everything. But a lot of times people don't want to hear that. They just want to go through what they want to go through and just be done with it, and ain't got time to hear how you were superwoman in your situation and now you done came out. But that's where it comes in, prayer and supplication. You pray and you ask God to show you and lead you to somebody that need that help, need that encouragement. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes I could be at my register and I just get such a urge that comes over me when I'm talking to somebody at my register just to give a small word, not to be preaching to them and have them down and trying to shovel in their throat, but just to say just a word that God give you, just to encourage them to keep moving forward. You understand what I'm saying? So then we have that. Be encouraging each other, opposed to just looking at each other and looking them from their shoes up and just having attitude with them. And then when we on the street, and we look at each other and we switch our eyes to the side and keep on walking, opposed to saying, hey, Queen, how you doing? Hey, King, how you doing? Hey, brother, how you doing? Hey, sister, how you doing? Hey, girl, how you doing? Hey, bro, how you doing? However your salutations, your greetings are. You understand what I'm saying? Just encourage one another in who they are in your community, to be more in the community, to be more within themselves, to be more within their home, to be more within their life. Just encourage them. And also I wrote be positive toward one another. Tell them they're beautiful. Oh, you are so beautiful. I like that hair. Girl, you rocking that fro. I remember one time this guy recently, last week, this guy walked up to my line. He said, sister, you rocking a mean fro. Let me tell you, that did something for me. Because I love my hair for the fact that I lost every strain of it. And I'm going to have a channel that I'm going to be having coming out. I'm going to be talking about that. And it grew back thick. And I ain't going to put one straightening or nothing in it until I feel like I'm comfortable with it. And if I'm not comfortable, or if I just don't want to do it, ain't nobody going to tell me what to do about this hair on my head, because it was non-existent for a while. So your thoughts or whatever, it doesn't matter. So anyway, getting off the subject. So just be positive. Oh, that's a beautiful dress. Oh, that color looks lovely on you. Oh, you're such a nice person. Oh, I appreciate you. Just anything. Have a day of appreciation in the neighborhood. It's just so much things that we can do to improve our community, our neighborhood, or whatever you want to call it. It's so much that we can do to improve our community by being kind and loving and having unity amongst one another. It's so much. Okay, and then it says, most of all, love yourselves. And that's the thing. If you don't love yourself, on the inside and what you got going on the outside. And that comes with prayer and supplication before God, and a lot of mental, emotional, and spiritual and soul searching work. And you work that out for yourself, and then you love yourself. Then you can reach outside of yourself. Then your cup is full. Then your cup runneth over. Then you're able to love somebody else unconditional, regardless of what they're going on, regardless if people think that they're a robber, a gang member, a wife beater, a husband beater, a children beater, even child molesters. Even though we really frown on that, we really do. But at the same time, God tells us we got to love everybody. Well, and I don't want to get too much into that, but once we start to love ourselves, we're able to reach toward other people and show forth that love and let that cup of love inside of us run over outside to other people, and just know that we love our brothers and sisters. We got to have a love for each other, and we can't sit and be so stout-hearted and so angry and so upset that inside of us that we can't love outside of us, because inside of us is so hurt and so destroyed and so ripped up on the inside. So that's a work. So okay, as you notice, that's a subject for me. Okay, so then it says remember what goes around comes around. So what good you put out is gonna come back to you, and you're not just putting good out so that it'll come back to you. That's not what you're doing. You putting good out because it's good to put good out. It feels good to put good out. It's good to be of service of one to another. But remember, regardless of what, and it has to be an honest effort. It has to be an honest deed that you do toward one another. It's just like if you push a swing, and this is always my example, if you push a swing out, and that swing has no other choice but to come back to you. I'm talking about one of those swings that, the kids swing in. Like if you push that swing, what that swing do? That swing come back. That's just like good energy. If you push good energy out, that good energy gonna come back to you. You push that good energy out, it's gonna come back. And that's how you continue to just like build up your neighborhood and continue to just put an energy inside that neighborhood that just will touch everybody. Good energy create good energy. It goes around. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. You understand what I'm saying? So if you got all that good energy coming around, it just keep going. Just keep going. It's just like an oasis. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I think I'm saying that right. It just keep going. So just be that person in your community that is helpful, kind, and loving, and just try to be there, and then and pull different ones in with you. There are people who feel just the same that you feel, that is living in the community, is waiting for somebody to make a move. You be that person to make that move, to say, okay, I love my community, I love where I live, I don't want to leave where I live. You got some people, they get better, then they leave the community, or the hood, they want to call it. But but you can create your hood into a community of people who love each other, who love their community, who want to build upon their community, who want to build upon the families in the community, and just create something that is just so much amazing that other neighborhoods and other communities will see, which is not even in our race of people, and will be like, wonder what they got going on. We want this in our community, because there's a hurt and a pain in every community, regardless if it's the nice, beautiful houses and they're living in manicured lawns or whatever. It's still pain and hurt. So let's be an example so people will see us and it's like, okay, this is what I want for my community. So, well, anyway, guys, I totally enjoyed doing this episode. I just want to say I love you guys so much, and I want to say thank you so much to my subscribers, each and every one of you guys, and even the ones that subscribe without me even putting videos out and stuff and having patience with me. And I love you guys so much. You know how much I love you. I love my subscribers. You're my family. You're my sisters. You're my brothers. I don't care if you're orange, polka dot, psychedelic, whatever. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay? So anyway, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, Talk Time with Cynthia. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be able to get my videos every time I upload a video. Don't forget to tell your family and your friends what your girl Sin is doing, because, you know, we keep it popping over here on the positive side. Y'all know how we do over here. Love, unity, peace, joy. Anybody that want to come over and want to have an atmosphere of love and want somebody to embrace, you know, metaphorically, I hug you right now. But anyway, so just thank you so much for being a part of this channel. Thank you so much for being interested in hearing what I have to say. And thank you for your love. And I give you love right back. And I talk to you later.